What's up, YouTube? Khalidus here. So I've been meaning to make a video to show you guys how to set up a guitar with the floyd rose or floating tremolo for a minute. But since I got that thing, I've never, I set it up and I never showed you guys how. So it's harder to show you how to set it up when it's already more or less set up. So we're gonna start with this thing that I just got today. I'm gonna show you a video of it in another, episode. But here it is. Dimebag guitar, DNML, whatever, with the Bill Lawrence, Floyd, special, whatever. But here's the thing, I'm gonna set it up for you guys. From the start, this is how I got it. I just put it in E standard tuning, as you can see. The bridge right there is, this way. It doesn't have the string gauge that I use, and I don't know what the tuning it's set up for, but Dimebag used to tune this guitar to between E flat and E standards, like almost E flat and a half. It's hard to explain, but when I tuned it to E flat, I tuned it to E, and the strings are like this. So I don't know if it's the tuning or whatever, but whatever it is, I'm not gonna use this string gauge. I think this is 9 to 46. I think that's what Dimebag used. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. But anyway, I'm gonna show you how to set this thing up. We're gonna get it playing like that thing, okay? So here's where we're gonna start. I'm gonna use the acronym TRAIN to add the steps to show you how I set it up. It's very common, and I'm gonna show you how to set up the action, the frets, the height, the truss rod, the string tension, all that crap. I'm gonna show you. So here it is. Here's the first thing I did. I'm gonna train. Train stands for tune it up. Adjust the rod, the truss rod that's in this thing by the neck. Yes, adjust the rod, adjust the action with the bridge, and then start again until you get it right. Here's the thing you got to do first. This is what I do. So I tuned it up to E standard right now. You can see the bridge is really tall, really high up. Check the action. There's a couple different videos on how to do it. I'm not gonna show you because I'm not a pro at it. What you do, press the first fret, press the 17th fret, or the fucking last fret, whatever, and then you check the height between those. So something like this. Press here, press there, and check the height in the 10th fret or the 12th fret or whatever. There should be a slight gap, not too big, not too small, but anyway, I checked that. There's no gap there. So now we're gonna set up the bridge. Like I said, I'm not gonna use these strings. These are like 10 to 46 or 9 to 42 or something like that. Look at the strings I'm gonna use. I use these strings. So I use the bottom part, meaning these three are 10 to 17, so regular string gauge. And this D, A, and E, they're a little bit heavier, so you can get more chunk out of it. When I play this thing with regular strings and a tuning, I tend to play so hard I bend the strings out of tune. So I'm gonna use this string set, and when I put thicker strings, I gotta adjust the bridge because the thicker strings are gonna pull this floyd rose whammy bar higher. Okay, so here's how you do that. Okay, step one, you loosen these up. What I use is this millimeter, so metric Allen wrenches. I forget the size of it, you can figure that out yourself. Take these locking nuts off. Anyway, you loosen up the strings. I like to put this thing under the bridge so I can keep it more or less flush with the body. For this specific one, it's supposed to be flush, okay? There's other different setups with the Floyd and whammy bars. They're a little bit different setups, but this is how this one goes. Okay, get your Allen wrench. Now you're gonna unscrew this thing to unlock the string from this side. Okay. Take tight. Now I put this on new set of strings in. Like I said, they're thicker gauge, heavier strings on this end. So as you can see, I haven't even tuned it up and it's already pulling the bridge way up. So here's the solution to that. There's two ways you can go about this. and I'm gonna use both of them. So this guitar comes with, most guitars with the Floyd come with 3 springs on the back. Let me see. But since here's one way you can alleviate that to bring the bridge back down. You can screw this thing up in there so you can pull the strings back down, but it's a lot of tension, you know. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another spring right there on this bass end, and then I'm gonna tune it up and adjust it from there, this thing, so I can keep it in tune and make sure this thing goes flush with the body. All right, back to the next step. So now I'll show you, like in the last step, I'll show you how I put the extra spring on the back. So we had 3, 1, 2, 3, and I put the 4th one there. But even then, when I tune it up to E, tuned up to E standard, we got the bridge way up. It's supposed to be something like, let me see if I can pull it back, something like that. So how we fix that is by screwing this to that way. Okay, so we're screwing them that way. It's gonna pull the bridge back down, and thus, okay, it's hard to do it with one hand. When we put the bridge down, we're gonna lower the action on the strings. We already checked the action, which is good. Truss rod is good. We gotta do the intonation. After we get it all set up, we gotta intonate it, make sure it's in tune with itself. Okay, so let me show you how we do this. Now you're gonna feel like you're gonna twist the screws. You're gonna be, oh my god, the bridge is so far up, it's so, you know, at an angle. But you're not gonna want to go too much. Just remember, once you go too much, you're gonna pull them sharp, and if we pull them sharp, when you tune them down back to the in tune, it's gonna go way down instead of meeting in the middle. So you're gonna go little by little, screw them into the body, tune it up, screw them in, tune it up until you get to that perfect point where the bridge is flush with the body. Flush meaning parallel. And once you do that, we're gonna look at the action again. Okay, tight. We're back another fucking hour later to set this thing up, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. It is a pain in the ass to set this fucking floating bridge up. The Floyd and any kind of floating bridge is a fucking pain in the ass, but it stays in tune. You can do all kinds of weird shit, so it's all good when you get it set up. But anyway, I've been at it for like fucking, I don't know, 45 minutes tuning it up, making sure the bolts are right, you know. So we got a pretty close result, pretty final result right now. See, we're in tune, bridge is parallel. So we got the truss rod set, more or less. We got it's tuned, it's in tune, the truss rod is set. Action, now we're gonna work on the action. See, I'm not gonna get into specifics of string hiding. It's mostly preference. It depends how you want to play it. It's just a little bit too high for me right now. If you can see that, it is pretty low. I'll tell you, it is low. But I'm gonna go slightly lower until the point that I start getting bust. When I start getting the bussy strings, I'm gonna back it off just a tiny bit. I'm gonna show you my other guitar. And this thing is sick. Look at the action on that thing. It's tiny. Okay, let me grab what I like to do is grab a penny. See, this is all like pseudoscience. Don't quote me on this stuff. I'm just helping you out, okay? I'm not a guitar luthier or a guitar tech, so I'm just showing you what I do to set up my instrument and not pay somebody else to set it up the way they want it. It's the way I want to set it up, and the way what I do, stick a penny in here. Okay, think this side is good. This side is just a little bit high. I do penny high. I don't know how thick a penny is, but you get the point. The way you adjust the string height, the action is by turning these things, these bolts right here. You're gonna lower the bridge, but you gotta get all those steps before. Okay, and it's just a tiny bit. Don't try to get, see, don't try to go fucking turn this thing all the way in, and next thing you know, your strings are gonna sound like shit and bust everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna do, stick this in. I'm gonna do chord turn. Okay, turn it this much. I'm gonna turn this side. Alright, let me get this thing going. Okay. Turn this side another. God damn it, it's hard to do it with one fucking hand. Okay. Here we go. Get this thing, stick it, oh yeah, stick it right there. Then I do another turn. There we go. Again, 45 minutes later, tuning it up and setting out the bridge. As you can see right there, I lowered it. Lowered the action even more. Still got no bust on this thing. The bridge is a little bit this way because these strings, you know, they're not as thick as this one, so it's okay if it's slightly that way. Lowered it, both sides. This is set, tuning is set. One more thing I forgot to show you. Before you lock the nut, this thing with those, you want to make sure these fine tuners are about 60% out of the way, out of the, you know, sometimes they're like odd and stuff. So once you lock it, you just want to fine tune it with this one. You're usually gonna have to tune it up, so it's better if they're out, so you can tune them down and raise the pitch of the strings. Okay, but the action, 4 steps, one more step to go. We got it all set up, tune it up, put the nuts in, lock it in. You ready to go? And now intonation, the last thing. Let me show you something. Intonation means that the guitar is in tune, not with just the open strings. You want to have the strings, the guitar tuned to itself. So the open E should be the same as the halfway point under the guitar, the 12th fret. That should be the same note on the tuner. As you can see, it's a little bit E, E, same note. So if the note is sharp when you press this thing, that means this side of the string is shorter than this side. That means you're gonna have to pull this. Again, you use your handy fucking husky millimeter Allen wrench thing. It's not this size, it's like a smaller size. You're gonna put it in, loosen up the string with the tuner, loosen it up. Stick this thing in there and pull the little saddle slightly back, just ever so slightly. It should be super tiny adjustments. Tune it up again, make sure the whole thing is in tune. Make sure it's all leveled. See, this is why I tell you it's a fucking pain in the ass to set this thing up, but it's worth it once you get it done. Make sure when you play this note and this note, the same thing. That way when you're playing chords here, like the E chord, and you play it here, it's gonna be in tune here as well as here. Okay, anyway, that's another story for another video. So that's it for today. Oh, let me put it down a little bit. Okay, let me okay, it's gonna be really loud. Oh, you hear the cobbles from behind the back. There you go. Let me. Okay, here you go. Here's just a little taste for you guys to show you how this thing sounds. Sounds amazing. This Bill Lawrence, I mean, it's not a Bill Lawrence, but it's like the same, pretty much the same thing. The XL 500, whatever the fuck it is. Sounds amazing. Now, I haven't even tried this thing because I don't play with this pickup. That's not for me, okay? Yeah. And it's gonna take a minute for you to set it up. It's not very easy, but once you get it done, it's worth it, like I said. So I'm gonna have to keep tweaking it with the past few days until I get it spot on. Like, this one's not spot on, but it's as good as it's gonna get. This thing should be playing like lightning, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Let me know if you got questions and I'll help tell you how to fucking set it up and get this thing playing like it should. Okay? Peace.